4 kids were arrested after fleeing from police in a stolen vehicle. A juvenile was indicted after taking a gun to school, and San Angelo Police Department is hosting a meeting tomorrow night. But before we get into that, Joe Hyde sat down with Yukio Kuniyuki with the San Angelo Performing Arts Center in an exclusive interview. I'm James Bellini, back from the dead. Now here's a word from Jim Bass and Carpet Tech.
You hear that? That's alerting you that it's truck month at Jim Bass Ford. So it's time for huge savings with $12 grand off MSRP on a new Ford Expedition.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. 12 grand off MSRP on a new Ford Expedition. But you gotta hurry. This is a limited time offer only at Jim Bass Ford, Houston, Hart and Arden Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
When I was at work and my daughter called and said, "Mom, there's water in the basement."
There was quite a bit of water in our carpet.
There's water coming out your front door.
And I saw water coming out of the garage closet.
I called Carpet Tech.
I really felt like I was being treated professionally and personally and friendly.
They came in, they said, "Don't worry about this. We're going to get it taken care of."
I think what matters the most to me is that I feel comfortable and that I can trust them.
Hello, welcome back to the show. I'm Joe Hyde with the San Angelo publisher and founder and all that kind of stuff. I'm with Yuki Kuniyuki. I never can pronounce it right.
Kuniyuki.
Kuniyuki.
Yeah, there you go.
But he's a fellow veteran, old lieutenant colonel, retired type, who has graciously decided to run our arts program at the San Angelo Performing Arts Center, SAPAC, if you know what that is.
Yes, the only nonprofit performing arts venue in our area of West Texas.
What do you mean, not only nonprofit?
Most of the other ones are run by ASM Global and other entities.
So you're saying like in Midland, what's the center there in between?
Wagner Noel.
Yeah, the Noel Center, and then you have Buddy Holly Center up in Lubbock.
Right.
And then whatever they have in Abilene.
Abilene Convention Center.
Okay. And the interesting thing about this, and we talked about this before, is since we're independent, we don't have a management company coming here bringing in groups. We have to do it ourselves.
Right. So we work a lot with national promoters. We work with local nonprofit arts organizations, even local promoters to bring in shows and put on some great events like this past Friday when we had Flatland Cavalry and Wilder Blue.
And Wilder Blue. Wilder Blue was actually better, but I'm just kidding. I went to the concert. It was packed. It was in the Murphy Center. That's the theater right behind City Hall. If you're not familiar with everything, but it's a historic theater. It was kind of iconic to have that Texas Country Lubbock band, Flatland Cavalry, performing there. It was an outstanding show. They put I've seen them perform millions of times. I remember when they were playing at Blaine's to 50 people.
Yeah, now they played at packed houses, so it's great.
Yeah, and they had it all choreographed. It was and then the opener was Wilder Blue. Which we've got to watch out for that band.
There's a lot of opening bands now that are touring with big name artists that are really, really good.
Yeah.
Wilder Blue, Tennessee Jet, just to name a few.
Right. So was that one of your biggest shows this year?
That's been our biggest show since Dwight Yoakam in October 2021.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. So what constitutes a big show at the Murphy?
When you sell more than 900 tickets. So we sold out, so it was 1,300 tickets sold.
Wow, 1,300 tickets. Wow, and there's a lot of beer sold there too. I bet San Angelo host was very happy.
I think they were.
But anyway, we're going to have some more shows coming up, so let's go into it.
Yeah, so we've got a great lineup of shows in March. Starting off on the 1st, we've got the Green Apple Series with Bob Schneider, a musician from Austin. He's won 55 Austin Music Awards since 1992, so he's really, really great. Really eclectic style of music, draws from different inspirations. Then on the 13th, we have the Liverpool Legends performing on Thursday night.
And that, I guess that harkens back to the Beatles.
Yes, the Beatles will be another British invasion. They've been here twice before, and this will be a third time.
So it's kind of a tribute band.
It is. It's one of the best ones. It's the one that was anointed as the band by George Harrison's sister.
Oh, really? So it's kind of connection with the Beatles.
It does. So. She picked this band to represent the Beatles.
And what day is this?
That'll be Thursday, the 13th of March.
You have to remember all these dates too.
I
That's
do.
Pretty impressive.
It is. And on the 15th, Saturday, we've got The Price is Right live. That's gonna be a fun show. You can come and win prizes. Registration for the game show will take place online, and then when you show up, they'll just randomly pick players. So it'll be like when we had Wheel of Fortune here.
So
a
you
few
can come
months ago.
on down.
You can come on down in San Angelo. And then on the 18th, we have the Rock Orchestra performing. There'll be a wide range of songs by like Rage Against the Machine, System of a Down, and it'll be an orchestral style. Really.
So
fun.
it's a rock orchestra. So what is it? Is it like horns and strings combined with guitars? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's an orchestral arrangement of popular.
You know,
rock
whenever
songs.
you have groups like that coming, like you had like there's something like West Texas
Jazz
brass.
orchestra? Yeah, brass, symphonic brass.
Anyway, they come to the Clarion Hotel where I mean, don't tell anyone I own a bar there. And we had the West Texas Brass in the bar playing Aaron Copland's Fanfare for Common Man. It was so badass. I mean, but you get, that's, you know, the fact that we have SAPAC and we have, you know, real artists and real musicians coming through, it really adds a lot of flavor to things happening around town.
Yeah, I think, you know, I've talked to a lot of people and they've said, you know, San Angelo was really a place full of live music, you know, a decade ago, and I think we're getting back to that same level again.
What do you think killed live music a decade ago? You think it was COVID?
I think it's been a combination of changing audience preferences. People have home entertainment theaters. You have more streaming platforms. You have more access to things online. COVID didn't help any. It kept people at home, and they got used to that. So I think a lot of those things just compiled together, and now we're trying to bring people back out, and you know they're willing to come up to shows because you know we had Flatland Calvary and that was sold out.
So it just showed you that you could bring people in there, and that's true. Whenever you sell out a show like that, like I remember leading, you know, during the heyday of the live music, you know, live music version 2.0, because I think the other one's probably back in the early 2000s here, but like right in the middle of last decade, no one could make money at the River Stage. It was really hard to fill it, and finally, I worked with a promoter out of Comfort, Texas, and we brought in Cody Johnson and sold the place out. Right after that, we brought in Randy Rogers, sold the place out. Well, you don't really sell out the River Stage,
Right.
but if you get more than 3,000 people there, you know, that's pretty good. And then we had the Co-Wetzel Phenom kind of hit the River Stage at that time, and then everything went to, I mean, after 2019, it's like you turned on a switch and everything just went away for a
Right,
while.
and I think also the River Stage has some issues where you have to also rent a lot of the equipment to put on a show. If you're the promoter, if it's a touring band and they have their own equipment, it's easier in the Murphy than I'd say the River Stage because we have all the necessary infrastructure within the Murphy to put on.
So they can hook
our
into
show.
the speakers, basically.
Right, and you can download straight into the Murphy from the loading docks. I think the River Stage has a little bit more
Oh,
complexity.
it's very difficult to get stuff. I mean, there's probably every tour bus that's ever played the River Stage has scrapes underneath it from going down that little hill.
Yes, I heard that one of the last concerts with Lone Star, they had damage to the bus.
Yeah, the buses always scrape going down the River Stage. But the Murphy, the thing when they were building it, I mean, this is before your time probably, but one of the big selling points was, hey, it's got a loading dock. It would be very simple to plug and play.
Right.
A lot of these touring acts that would be coming through.
Right, and I hope that's one of the considerations they have at the Coliseum when they think about redesigning it and renovating it, is adding a loading dock where bands can load straight in and not have to go down a ramp and load away from the main arena portion.
Right. Well, the sound was really good at the Flatland Calvary. You consider you had 1,000, 1,300 people in there, and the sound was perfect.
That was one of the best shows. Their sound engineer was amazing.
Yeah, and I would imagine that the venue itself is built that way.
It is. So is the Brooks and Bates Theater. They're all designed to maximize the acoustic performance.
Right, and that's been a difficult thing with even outdoor venues like the River Stage. It's, if you don't have nine, you're not flying 9 speakers on either side. The sound's not enough when you get up to the top of the hill.
Right.
And then same thing with the Coliseum. I've seen a lot of acts in the Coliseum where you know, it's a big round room. It's really hard to make the acoustics work in there. So that's another thing that I hope they look at for the Coliseum.
There's a lot of things I hope we get to see some of the plans so that we can provide some input back.
Right.
That'd be helpful.
Yes, but sound is definitely important to that. All right, what else is coming?
We will end off March with Tejano Queen Forever, because it's the 30th anniversary of Selena's passing. So we'll have a tribute band out here for that. And then, of course, there's the, March 5th.
Yes.
Candidate forum.
We have to announce that.
We do have to announce that.
So on March 5th, we're going to have a forum of the mayoral candidates.
Right.
And I think there's 6 of them, but maybe one dropped out. You can't keep up with who's in, who's out.
One did drop out on 21st.
Is that what happened? So we're down to 5.
We're down to 5.
So the big thing is you have I think Trinidad Aguirre's in there. I think you also of course you have Tom Thompson, city councilman, and 3 more.
Gary Jenkins.
Gary Jenkins, yeah, he ran for judge against me.
Right, Juan Acevedo and Josh Burleson.
Man, you're good. That's that military training.
It's a military intelligence training. Gathering information, storing the information.
I'm like, yeah, you just had a few of them fly by my cockpit. I don't know what they were, but they looked like candidates.
Yeah, you dropped your bombs, you're done.
Anyway, as far as SAPAC's well-being and health, and how are things looking there?
I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, if we can continue renting out to large promoters to have shows like Flatland Cavalry. I mean, we have another one coming up in October. I can't announce it yet. It'll be announced actually this week. They'll have a show coming up in October that'll be pretty big. As long as we can keep that going, I think we're in a pretty good place. We're still working on fundraising and building our endowment.
What about the smaller shows like in Brooks and Bates or Bates, and of course you don't have B Theater anymore. What kind of usage are you getting over there?
So working with local comedians, some of the ones that come to ArcLight, they're going to have stage performances. We just had Best Jester of the West back in the beginning of February. That was a great show. We had over 200 people show up for that one. We had an April Macy concert, comedy show on the 7th of February. And then we're working on some other ones with Mike Shields Entertainment to kind of grow the comedy scene here in San Angelo.
One of the best shows at SAPAC, it was in the black box thing, was Winston Churchill.
Oh, I heard about that one. Yeah.
He was a reenactor of Winston Churchill, kind of like history reenactment. That was just awesome. The way they used the theater for it and everything. I wish we could get some more historical reenactors.
Okay, we'll think about it.
I'm putting my request in. My
right.
request is in. We need like an Abraham Lincoln and that kind of thing. I don't know.
I don't know that there's
or a Gilded Age theme where you bring in some Gilded Age, like Carnegie and something like that.
Maybe I'll work with the Railway Museum. Dr. Linda Bond is.
That's a very good idea because you can have there's a lot of historical ties with the railroads and everything here,
right.
And moving that over to your facility, like they have the play every year with I can't remember the guy's name.
They have Roses for Santa Rita. They also have Arthur Stillwell's Dream of Steam. Those have been
the Dream of Steam is
right.
the one, and but the Roses for Santa Rita is an interesting story too.
It is. It's very interesting.
So, anyway, Yuki, thank you for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
Don't forget, March 5th, that's a Wednesday night. We're going to be doing the forum for the mayoral candidates for City of San Angelo.
At the Brooks and Bates Theater on 82 Gillis Street.
Which the Brooks and Bates is a small, more intimate thing, but it still holds 300-something people, right?
It holds 300 people, and so we invite the public to come out.
We're not going to charge anything?
It's going to be free and open to the public so that you can connect with your mayoral candidates and hear what they have to say.
That's right. So March 5th.
March 5th.
All right, back to you guys.
Into the news, the San Angelo Police Department has released information about a stolen vehicle. According to the SAPD, around 12:40 this afternoon, a patrol lieutenant observed a vehicle that had been reported stolen. The vehicle took police on a low-speed pursuit before pulling into a parking lot. There, the 4 occupants fled on foot, and the vehicle ended up rolling out of the parking lot, down through Santa Fe Park, and then struck an electrical post, stopping it from rolling into the river. Responding officers did show up and arrested the 4 juveniles shortly after. Here's some drone footage of the chase. While on the subject of juveniles, one has been indicted for taking a handgun onto Central High School campus. 17-year-old Julian Torres was indicted for exhibiting a firearm on campus. According to court documents, on November 12, 2024, Torres had gotten into a fight with two other teens near the ROTC building. Officers were contacted by a third student who said he was in the bathroom with Torres and asked if he was okay. Torres allegedly responded with, "I'm going to handle my business," and then lifted his hoodie to reveal the grip of a handgun. After security footage was watched and an interview with Torres was conducted, Torres was arrested. And the San Angelo Police Department will host a Southwest Advisory meeting at Sierra Vista Methodist Church tomorrow, February 25th, from 5:30 to 6:30. San Angelo Police Chief Travis Griffith says the meeting will focus on security measures and raising awareness on safety matters in that area of San Angelo. Residents are encouraged to attend and share their thoughts. The police department will also share updates on the current safety initiatives. And we'll be right back with weather after a quick word from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Now into weather. The cold is gone for at least this week, and we actually have a beautiful one ahead. Right now it's 85 degrees outside with a high of 88 and a low tonight of 44. Tomorrow the high reaches up to 84 before dropping down to 50 for the low tomorrow night. And then on Wednesday, the high gets up to 77 on a mostly sunny day, and then Wednesday night, the low gets down around 45. And that's kind of the outlook right now, at least for what we can see. It's going to be an extremely pleasant week of comfortable temperatures. Now here's a word from Cano's Diamonds and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Cano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Cano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only local news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app to stay updated with news from in and around the Concho Valley. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.